round 2 of the Amazon Anime Figure Challenge, better figures. I thought there'd be better shipping, Amazon. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Droobz Vids and another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the $50 round of the Amazon Anime Figure Challenge, and this round is $50, and these are Nakama Collectibles choices. That's right, Nakama Collectibles, one of the winners from round 1, has moved on to this round, and this round is the $50 round, like I said, plus or minus $5 to include shipping, or possibly a little bit lesser value figure. Now, I think this range is actually a really good range and quite a preferable range for a lot of people because you could get some really good figures at this price range. Now, like the first round, Nakama Collectibles had to pick 5 figures in that $50 range, and there were a couple new rules to it. One of those rules was no Shonen Jump figures, and the other rule was the ability to have only one articulated figure if they chose to do so. And before we begin looking at these figures, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, be much appreciated. So here we go, Nakama Collectibles, 5 figures in that $50 range, and our first one here is a Hatsune Miku figure, and this one is actually pretty awesome. I quite like the design of this figure, I definitely like how it looks, and the price is $49.98, so definitely not a bad deal. It's on Prime, so you get that nice 2-day shipping, and it says it's 9 inches tall, so that's a pretty large size figure. Now, I don't know if that's because there's the one leg up or what, but yeah, the knees are bent, so this is a pretty large figure. And that's made by Sega, and Sega does some really good figures in this range, in my opinion. Speaking of Sega, this next one is of Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion, and this is for $46.40, free shipping. And yeah, this is actually a really good one. I like the pose on it. And yeah, this is a nice figure for the price, I think. And next up here, right at the bottom of this $50 range, is Rimuru, coming in at $45. And this is him as a teacher, and this is a Bandai Spirits Ichibansho figure. So this one's probably a pretty good high quality figure because I do like Ichibansho stuff. They do really well. And this one looks pretty cool. It's Rimuru dressed up as a teacher, and they got a kind of education feel to this figure. Looks pretty good. Definitely like this one, especially for that price. It's on Prime, get that free 2-day shipping. Next up here is another Sega figure, and this one speaks to me directly, and it's $48.95 on Prime, and it is from the Monogatari series, Black Hanekawa, and this thing is actually really nice looking. I definitely like this one. I like Monogatari series, so yeah, this would be one that I probably put towards the top of my list here. And last but not least is another Bandai Spirits Ichibansho, and this is from Fate Grand Order, Anna, the Girl Who Bears Destiny, and this actually looks really cool, and it comes in at the bottom of the range at $45, and you still get that sweet free 2-day shipping with Prime. And yeah, I definitely like this character design, looks really cool. But with that being said, a few thoughts on these figures here, and ultimately the one I picked up because I can only pick one of these. So just going back to this Fate figure here, I do like Fate, don't get me wrong. However, I don't want to get into buying too many Fate figures because there are too many Fate figures. So with that being said, I am not going to be picking that one up. This Ichibansho of Rimuru is pretty nice. I really like it. However, the Ichibansho of Rimuru I currently have is probably my favorite version of him right now. They do have some more coming out in the future, and those look really good, but for now, I'm just going to keep the one that I have in my collection. And this Sega figure of Asuka is nice as well. However, I feel like the face is a little off in this one. Everything else looks great, but the face just seems a little weird for me. Which brings us to just 2 left, and one is the Black Hanekawa from Sega, which I really do like because I like Monogatari series, and I don't have a figure of her yet to put on my shelf for my Monogatari shelf, so that one's, you know, pretty up there. And then the last one here is the Hatsune Miku, which I really like. I do like Hatsune Miku figures. I feel like they make a lot of really good figures for Hatsune Miku, and this is probably one of them. And unfortunately for me, Amazon decided to put my figure in a bag here, and in round 1, you guys remember there was a figure in a bag, and everything on that one was pretty okay. And this one feels like a little bit of a heftier bag. Feels like there's, you know, kind of like a bubble mailer here. So I mean, it should be pretty okay, but I don't know, Amazon's just killing me with these bags here because it just leaves so much room for error as far as the bags go, potentially getting a damaged figure. So hopefully everything's okay in here, and let's open it up and see which one I ultimately went with. I don't know, if I were you, I'd probably pause the video right here and take a guess down below as to which figure I picked up. It might surprise you in the end, because that figure is actually one that I didn't think I'd pick up. And here we go. This is the figure I picked for the $50 round from Nakama Collectibles, and it's the Hatsune Miku figure from Sega, and I just really liked how this figure looked. So yeah, I ended up going with it. And as far as the Black Hanekawa figure, I feel like they make much better figures of her opposed to just that Sega figure, so I will be looking at some other figures to get of her later on in the future. There's one specific one that I do have my eye on. Eventually I may be picking it up, but time will tell. So let's go ahead and open up this figure and check it out. And what's nice here is at the bottom of the box, it actually gives you directions on how to put the figure together. So I haven't seen that before, I don't think. They usually have like a little slip of paper in there, but that's pretty cool to note, so you don't lose the slip of paper. It's always on the box there. And even though this did come in a bag, it's pretty good. I mean, there's kind of like dented in the front there, got some small dents on the side, so something to be aware of when you're shopping on Amazon, that they don't always put them in boxes. And you're never really gonna know how Amazon's gonna package your goods until it shows up on your doorstep, unfortunately. And you know, it would be real nice if you could select box or bag or something on the things you buy on Amazon, but that's just not the case. And the figure inside the box is actually bubble wrap, so if you pick up this figure, you don't really have to worry about the figure itself getting damaged, even if they ship it to you in a bag, because you got this nice bubble wrap around your figure here. So it's definitely a nice touch by Sega. Can't go wrong with adding extra protection inside of your box. And the first thing I want to check out here is this base, because this base is actually pretty cool. It says Hatsune Miku Dark Angel on there. It's a white base, so that is pretty nice. I feel like it's off center a little bit just so you could have that speaker on the side when she's standing up, so that is pretty cool, and I like how they thought of that. So you get two bags inside the box aside from the base, and the first bag here, you get her hair, her pigtails there, you get that speaker she puts her foot on, as well as the other arm. And of course the other bag is just the rest of the figure there, and you'll just have to put together the figure, and it's not very hard. There's only a couple pieces there. And wow, I must say this is actually a really good figure for the price of it. I mean, it's, you know, really, it's not a scale figure, but it's really well done. They added quite a bit of detail into here, and I quite like that. So just taking a look here at the figure all put together, she looks pretty awesome. So she's got that one arm that points the finger out there, and then if you could see here on the fingers, they're actually painted fingernails, which you don't quite often see on a figure this price. And the other hand, of course, has painted fingernails as well, and they match her hair, so that's really nice. And the face sculpt looks really good too. Now, I don't have too many Hatsune Miku figures to compare there for the face, but yeah, this one looks really good, and I think they did a great job. So she's got that little microphone there in her hand too, so that's really nice. And you know, just these big old boots here look really cool. Check that out, you got the little silver buckles. Then when you add her to the base, it gets that much better, because now we have that little speaker there at the bottom, and her foot rests on that, so it gives you a little bit more stability, and over time, you know that your figure won't lean because this little speaker is going to be blocking it. So that is very nice, and actually quite thoughtful by Sega to do something like that. And comparing sizes to other figures I own, this one's actually the size of a larger 1/7 scale figure, so it might even be close to a 1/6 scale, but it's not a scale figure, so don't, you know, confuse that. But just for size comparison's sake, it's up there. It is quite a large figure. And to be honest with you, at that $50 range, I can't really complain here. I think the paint came out really nice, and the sculpt looks fantastic, and it's a really good detailed figure for the price point. So guys, let me know down in the comments below how Nakama Collectibles did as far as his picks went, and do you think I should have picked a different figure than the one I did? So guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video.